Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Menzies and I'm the module leader for the user experience module. So this video is to give you an introduction to that module and the sorts of things that you might learn. So the first thing that I want to address is, what is user experience? So user experience is how someone feels when they use a product, the process by which a product is created in considering that emotion, and also how the psychology behind a user impacts on that design and that interaction that they have. So a lot of people conflate user interfaces and user experience. So the user interface is something that you've probably come across before. It's about the color of buttons, the speeds of the buttons. Certainly if you've done any human computer interaction or read about that kind of topic, you'll find it. User experience is everything surrounding that product. So it's both the product itself and how you interact with it. So lots of things come together, and that could be psychology, marketing, design work. It could be some ergonomics, for example, all sorts of things. So what we're really interested in this module is the design process. We're interested in how you can take something you know about a user and use it to design an experience that is positive, an experience that the person would like to repeat, and an experience that effectively plays a role within business. So if you are creating a good user experience, you're creating a good product which will effectively make more money in the end or have a greater impact, whether that impact is typically financial, but it might be more people use it so information is spread more widely, things like that. So what exactly are you going to learn? So the aim of this module is to explore design and prototyping techniques to develop user interfaces and experiences. So we do this through having some theory-based classes and a lot of practical activities. So it's based around the concepts contained within this book, which is the Sprint book, how to solve big problems and test new ideas in just 5 days. So the idea is that this book is something that was created out of Google Ventures, and it's a 5-day process to create a new prototype and evaluate that prototype to determine whether or not it's something that the business should invest in. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at that 5-day process. We will spread it out across the duration of the semester that we're studying, and we will dive into each of those 5 days and supplement that with some theory to give you more kind of detail into why those things work. So we'll start off in week 4 and we'll run until week 11. Week 12, there are no classes because that's potentially, if other classes have exams, I've left that free so that you've got some revision time for that. But basically what we're going to do is start introducing you to design sprints, to users and how we represent them. We'll go through each of the 5 stages, which are choose a target, sketching some solutions. So you're going to have to or you will become comfortable with just a pen and a bit of paper to convey your ideas. We'll look at how we can decide on the best one of those ideas, how we can avoid bias and so on. We'll then look at how we take that prototype from a low fidelity prototype, pen and a bit of paper, into a high fidelity prototype. And we'll do that using design systems and atomic design principles. So that is a simple way in which you can create multiple instances of an object, a button, and it can apply in lots of different places within your system. We will use Figma to build those high fidelity prototypes. So Figma is a design tool. It's the most popular tool used in UX. It's free for a base level of use, and you can get a free education license. And you can also do it on the web. So it's an ideal tool for us to use when people are, remotely distributed within the class. We will then look at how we can test that system and how we can evaluate whether it works. And in amongst that, we'll look at something called dark UX, which is about how people exploit the psychology to do mean things to users, the ethics behind that, and we'll look at whiteboard challenge, so something that you might use if you're looking to get into employment in this sort of area. The assessment for this module is 100% coursework. So that gives you opportunities to evidence your practice, to show me that you can take the knowledge that you've got and apply it in some kind of real-ish situation. So we'll have a project that we work through and you will be in a team and that will be the design team. So you'll work through a lot of tasks from within the book to achieve a system prototype at the end. And there's some element of choice. So there are two base elements that you must do, which are paper prototyping and interactive prototyping. Both of them are worth 50% each. Paper prototyping comes with a report outlining your process. Interactive prototyping comes with a video or a presentation. We'll leave that a bit open depending on the situation near the end of semester. And we'll take into account maybe your preference as well. And there is a third thing, which is the whiteboard challenge. So you'll be given a system and a user and a context, and you'll create a short video of you solving that. So that's optional, and if you decide that you want to do that as a chance to individually impact your mark, then we'll reduce the other 2 to 40 and make that 20. I've got a system where that submitting the optional assignment cannot reduce your overall mark, it can only increase it. So I'd really encourage people, if you take this module, think of doing the individual one as well. It's actually quite fun. So the logistics of the module are that myself, I will teach the majority of the module. Alison Pease is also involved, so she'll be taking some of the more kind of theory-based classes towards the end of the semester. And we'll use Blackboard for the course content, so it's kind of set up that there'll be a few things that I'd like you to do before week 4 that will help me allocate teams, and then within each week there's an overview and information on each session. Within each session, we will use typically Miro boards, so we'll typically use online whiteboards to work through the design sessions, and those whiteboards have been designed in conjunction with some friends of mine in industry, some colleagues, that they are using currently within their business and within their consultancy. So it's a kind of fairly standard way of doing UX sprints right now, because of social distancing and so on. A lot of people are keeping them, and it allows you to have an international audience. So we'll be exploring some of the features of online whiteboards. We'll use Teams for all of our synchronous sessions. There'll be chat discussions in there that you can contribute to each week, and there will be some group work channels where you can have chat and store all your files and so on. And as I've said, Figma for our interactive prototypes. So hopefully that's given you a sense of what you would like to get involved in the course, gives you a sense of what's coming, but please feel free to ask any questions you've got and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, thank you very much.